does that even mean, Bauer's Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review charged by BoardGameExchange.com, and it's only a board game rental website. Today, I am very excited to be taking a look at Battle for Tromaville game from International Games. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 6 and up. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes to play this bad boy. And in Toxic Crusaders Battle for Tromaville game, you know what? I can't do this game justice. I'm going to read the back with my snooty glasses, so I can tell you exactly what this game is about. Let's see. In the Battle for Tromaville board game, Dr. Killernoff, trademark, the pollution-breathing alien from the planet Smogular, trademark, has come to Tromaville, trademark. Unless we team up with Toxie, trademark, and the good guys, Tromaville is doomed. Apocalypse Inc., trademark, and the bad guys are out to destroy us. Let's go get them. Sound exciting? You're going to be playing as a Toxic Avenger, rolling dice and spinning spinners, trying to fight the evil Dr. Killernoff. But that's not all. I have the special edition, which includes a glow-in-the-dark spinner. In case you decide to play the game in an abandoned factory or outside or something. Let's open up and see how it plays. Alright then, so inside of Battle for Tromaville, let's take a look at what you're going to get. First and foremost, you're going to get your handy-dandy, box insert, which is one page, one-sided, and you know you're going to be in for a short game when you can fit it all into this one little box insert. The rules are very simple and straightforward. You probably won't have any questions, and they actually will probably give you a few laughs just in the way they're written, just because it's unintentional humor, though. Let me give an example. So, let's see. First-time players. We suggest reading all the instructions before playing. Really? You think I should read the rules before playing the game? Thanks, International Games! There's some other stuff here. They try and be hip and trendy and all that stuff, appealing to kids. But, anywho, let's get on to the components. As I mentioned, you have a super cool glow-in-the-dark spinner, which you can't really see in the light, but trust me, it does glow in the dark. And it has Trauma on one half and Killernoff on the other half, which, by the way, is a fantastic enemy-villain name. Just love it. Anyway, you're going to be using this throughout the game, so we'll keep that right over here. Next, you're going to have 2 stacks of cards. You're going to have bad guys, and you're going to have good guys. Apparently, they couldn't splurge for different graphic designs on the back, but as you can see, I really do like the graphic design in the game. But on the back, you're going to have various different bad guys on the bad guy card, and then on the good guys, you're going to have various different good guy cards going from, I think, 2 to 6, and of course you got the Toxie right there, who is obviously the big dog. As I mentioned, there's a lot of trademarks in this game. Junkyard, trademark. Major Disaster, trademark. Headbanger, trademark. They really want to make sure you were not stealing their stuff. But, anywho, you're going to have that, you're going to have that, and then you're going to have 2 dice, and you should have 4 pawns, but I only have 3 because, well, this isn't a collector's edition of the game. So we're going to do a quick 2-player game so you can see exactly how the game works. We'll use green and yellow because we'd like to confuse you. And you're going to deal out 3 good guy cards to each player. You can look at these. That's all right. I won't yell at you. But you're going to look at them, and they're going to have different numbers on them. So obviously you got Headbanger there who's 3, and you got Toxie who is 6. He's better than the other guys. Next, you're going to move all the stuff off the board, and you're going to take turns rolling the dice. 1 dice, see how many spaces you're going to move. It's called a roll and move mechanic. I don't know why more games don't use it. Oh yeah, I do, because it sucks. But anywho, so you're going to move 2 spaces. So we go 1, 2, and looky there, you landed on a blank space, so nothing happens. Now the yellow guy goes, he moves 1 space, and oh no, bad stuff. If you land on the bad stuff space, you're in the crud, bud. That's actually a quote from the instructions, which I really do like. Essentially what you're going to do that, you are going to have to spin the spinner, the aforementioned spinner, and obviously you are hoping to get Toxie. If you do not get Toxie, Dr. Killernoff, you're going to be stuck there until the next round. In the next round, you're going to have to spin it again. And if you get Dr. Killernoff again, well then guess what? You're going to be stuck again. So you're going to roll it, and if you get Toxie, which we were lucky enough to do, then you are going to roll the dice, and you're going to advance that number of spaces. So now I would go ahead, 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to ignore what happens there. But there are various different spots throughout the board. You got a lot of bad stuff. You got like take a good guy card. You got these ones right here, the glowing ones, which look really, really cool. Those are the Toxic Disasters. Those are really, really bad. Here's your chance to be a real hero. You are on Toxic Disaster, which is big, bad stuff. You're going to spin the spinner, just as you normally do on the bad stuff. But if you get Dr. Killernoff this time, you are going to go all the way back to that one, which is really, really bad. Very, very bad. If you successfully do it, then you're going to roll once again, and you'll go ahead 4 spots and ignore what happens. Those are the big main things. The other real mechanic in the game is occasionally you're going to have to battle the bad guys. So how you battle the bad guys is you're going to you land on battle the bad guys, and you're going to have to battle the bad guys. What you're going to do is you're going to flip over. You're going to actually pick a bad guy or a good guy card out of your hand, and then you're going to randomly flip over a bad guy card. So we got a 2, we got a Radiation Ranger versus 4. We'll go with no zone. So I'm winning right now, but what's going to happen is your opponent's going to roll the bad guy dice, and then you're going to roll the good guy dice, and we have a 9 versus a 7. You have successfully won, which is good. So what you're going to do there is you're going to discard these cards, and then you are going to gain, or you're going to go forward a couple spaces after you roll the dice again, and that's pretty much the bulk of the game. You're going to be trying to get to the Toxerific You win spot. The first person to get there is going to win the game. And that is how Toxic Crusaders Battle for Tromaville, the game, is played. Alrighty then, Battle for Tromaville game from International Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, you can tell this game is made in 1991, and you can tell that this was clearly a cash-in. There's not much substance to the game, as you saw. You're going to be rolling dice to move, and then you're going to land on spots and occasionally spin a spinner. And if you spin right, well then, good for you. You get to go ahead a couple more spots. If you spin wrong, well then, you just stay there until you spin right. You can occasionally fight bad guys in a kind of war system, but nothing else. I mean, that's it. That's it. They kind of meshed together a couple different games and called it a day. But you pretty much already knew that, didn't you? I mean, come on. Moving on to the pros, though, the game's not terrible. It's not broken. You know, if you really like Toxic Avengers and you want to introduce your children to Toxic Avengers by watching the show on YouTube or buying the seasons if they even have them, this is a great game to include with it if they're younger children because it's very simple to learn, simple to teach, and it's a very bright, vivid game. The colors just, I mean, as you saw, they really punch you in the face with the pink and the green and the purple and the yellow. And it's not a terrible game. It's not a good game. No, it's not a good game. But there are much, much worse games out there than Battle for Tromaville. Would I recommend checking it out? Hell no. But if you pick it up at a thrift shop for a nickel and you play it with your kids one time, they'll have a lot of fun. And the spinner is pretty cool just because it glows in the dark, which is really neat, even though it is kind of unnecessary. Overall, Battle for Tromaville game is exactly what you expected it to be. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube. That was the review for Battle for Tromaville game. For more reviews and previews, check out BoardGameExchange.com, the greatest invention since lamps. You know, like an abandoned warehouse or someplace else that's really dark.